Maybe. Okay, cool. You keep going green, but I can't actually hear anything.
I hear they're typing, I think.
Yeah, I hear typing.
Give it a minute.
Okay. Whoops. All right. So he motions this new character over, who I'm pretty sure is Mezira, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's Mirza, anyways. Then he starts pulling out maps. Lord Braxton has announced that his son was taken 2 days ago. Now, the problem is they don't actually know if the brigands know the boy is the lordling. 5 people were taken from the house, and the brigands have put forward a large sum of money that they would like for all 5 members to be returned safely. And Lord Braxton contacted us. However, yesterday, a journal was dropped at Lord Braxton's house with a finger. We don't know whose finger. Don't think it's the boys, but someone's finger was chopped off and delivered with this journal with a larger sum of money demanded.
Oh, that's pretty gruesome.
It is. So we know that this means business, and Lord Braxton said that any means necessary to get his son back safely and as many of the staff members as possible. Now, it is up to you guys to decide if this means we are going to run in guns blazing or trying to negotiate. We can provide to you access to Lord Braxton, to the journal that was sent with the finger, and the any other information you need that we have is yours. Now, before we give you any of this, he starts putting a set of stones on the table, and they're kind of they're small and round, and they would kind of fit in your palm. These are gate stones. We need to be able to travel across to wherever it is we're needed very quickly, but we understand that that takes time. These, once squeezed, will bring you back here to the Crimson Crescent Guildhouse. We have a teleportation circle waiting and ready for whatever team takes this job. And they will take you to the manor of Lord Braxton, and he says that he knows or suspects what house the child and the staff are being held in. Now, at any time, if you need to return here, squeeze the stone and you will vanish. However, the problem is it's one way. Once you squeeze it, you can't come back to the rest of the party. So out of character above the table, if you need to leave, just say, okay, I'm using my gate stone. You pop back into the Crimson Crescent Guildhouse. You go back to your rooms, and you're out of the game for that. Whoops. No, come back. Okay, cool. And you're out of the game for the rest of the night. And that's totally fine. It just means that you will get to pick up with whatever happens next time. So that is one means of leaving if you have to. Or say, if you are dying and we do not happen to have any healers with us right now. This being said, the dwarf kind of looks over all of you, and this seems to occur to him. And he kind of steps back, and he steps back inside the hexagon, which now you can see is a whole little office within there. And he comes out with a box. And he puts the box on the table, and he says, inside here is 1 healing potion for each of you. Only 1. Again, if you need more, that's you gotta deal with it yourself. But Guild will provide 1 for each of you. So mark down on your sheets, you get 1 of the 50 gold normal healing potions. It's the I'll keep you alive healing potion, but like don't go hit harpies sort of thing.
Yay, thank you.
Thanks.
Of course. Don't need new members dropping dead on us. All right. Darn. All right. As he says this, Mizira is going to kind of step back, take her gate stone, and quietly leave. So it is the 4 of you. You are standing around this desk with this dwarf, looking at you rather inquisitively. What course of action would you like to take, or are you looking for information? But again, a lot of that would have to happen talking to Lord Braxton, or, you know, I can provide you with some things, but what do you want? What do you need? maybe introduce yourselves to each other. What's your name?
Well, I'm Ruri.
Nice to meet you, Riri. I'm Borman.
I'm Mara. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Maro and Mara is going to be a pain. Okay.
Oh no.
That's
My
all
name
right.
is Knight.
Lovely.
Good to meet everyone. Should we go save the kid?
Yes, let's save the kid.
Lovely. Is there anything else you want from the guild right now, or would you like me to send you off to the teleportation circle?
Do we happen to know the name of the child?
Yes, his
That
name is
was taken.
Kindle Braxton. But apparently he responds to kin and kid. Kid Kindle, but yes, his name is Kindle Braxton. He is the firstborn son of Braxton and would inherit the estate. So that the brigands may not know that Kindle is Kindle. We don't know if the child has had the sense to keep that quiet, if you understand.
And how old is the son?
He is 11 years old.
I don't think he would have the sense then.
Probably not.
He's pretty young.
Foreman shrugs. Don't know.
Well, if there's nothing else, we should head over to the portal.
All right. He is going to write it looks kind of like a receipt, and he hands it to you, and he points to the side, and you see a set of stairs leading up. Go right up there. There's a set of wizards who are currently assigned to transportation duty. Give that to them, and in 10 minutes, you will be at the manor of Lord Braxton.
Okay, then.
Okay.
And you guys notice the moment you start to move away as a group, he's immediately pointing at another group of people. Hey, you, get over here. No, come here, come here. Are you working? Do you have an assignment? And it kind of like fades into the distance as you head up these stairs. And as expected, there's a set of two bored-looking wizards who kind of perk up when you arrive. And one of them snatches the receipt from you, and he looks at it, and he frowns, he scratches his head, and he's like, oh god, I can't do this one. He hands it to the other guy, and the other guy kind of smirks. And he gets down and he draws a large arcane sigil on the ground, and it turns into a portal.
Ah.
Well, I go through this portal.
Alrighty. You all hop through the portal and you appear. It's kind of a weird sensation. I'm sure that one or two of you have probably gone by teleportation in the past. Kind of feels like you're walking into water, and then you are walking out of water, and you're perfectly dry, and you are in a new place. The mahogany and cedar, dark oak wood around you fades out into stone, and you are now in a tiled courtyard. And there's a pair of men sitting in chairs waiting, and they immediately hop up, and one of them runs inside, and the other approaches you. You're from the Crimson Crescent. Thank you so much. We were worried that no one would come. And he kind of like starts to usher you inside, and you see a very tall, very wordy-looking half-elf man approach. And he immediately reaches out to probably the first one of you that he sees, which it would seem to be is Maro. He walks up to Maro to shake your hand. Hello, I'm Lord Braxton. Thank you so much for being there. Here. Here. Thank you for coming. He's a little frazzled.
No problem.
Of course, thank you. Please, right this way. And on a largish table, it kind of looks like it would be a dining table for most normal people, but he seems to be treating it as a coffee table. He has a piece of cloth wrapped up and a oldish-looking journal, a little bit beat up, and a couple pieces of paper and some notes. And he points at the wrap of cloth. Did you want to see that?
Sure, why
What
not?
is that?
He kind of just motions you forward.
Sure. Why not?
Do you step forward?
Yes, I
Sure.
step forward.
Okay. It is a linen cloth wrapped around a small object. And as you step forward, you see there's a little bit of dark patches, and you suspect there's probably a finger inside of it.
Oh. Well.
Do it.
You don't have to touch it, but the Lord himself does not seem at all enthused that he wants to touch it. And then he motions. That's the journal that they sent us on the second day. Yesterday. God, he's been gone for 3 days. This is the third day. What can I do for you? Anything you want?
Well, I'm gonna take a look at the journal then.
So you walk up. It is a leather-bound journal. It looks like it's got some rather nice. Inside is parchment, not actual paper. And you flip it open, and with a very, I would say, neat handwriting, it says, "Dear Lord Braxton, thank you so much for ignoring our demands. Here is a little bit of incentive. Please get the money. It is another 1,000 gold."
Another 1,000? How much was
Yeah.
the first demand?
15,000 gold.
Oh.
So, do you have the money, or are we stealing them back?
And at this, he kind of looks like this has been a source of stress. He shakes his head. I'm afraid that I could come up with the money, but it would take a couple weeks of collecting taxes early, and this area is an agricultural area, and this harvest was not the best, and I have to think about my people, but my son, and I don't think that it would be a lot of strain on the area to get the money, and we were worried that we would be delivered corpses, even if we paid.
Nah, I say we steal them back. Sounds like these guys are a bit too dangerous, you know what I mean?
Sounds like they just need to get gone.
Yeah, so let's go kick some butt.
Is
We can-
anyone proficient in the arcane?
No, not me.
I might be. I do have some arcane ability.
All right. Can you, darling, please roll me an arcane check? You are still holding the notebook, so this is thematically nice.
Alright. Give me a moment. Alright.
All right. So you look at the notebook, and you this is an incredibly well-made notebook, and that is something that at first you think, okay, why do they, if they're demanding that much money, then you can assume they can afford such a nice notebook. The first, that it is parchment and not paper, is notable. Parchment is made from this, also from the skins of the animal, which means they are extremely, extremely more expensive, and it is built to last, this notebook. And you get the faint suspicion that there might be something magical about this notebook.
Yes.
In general, most everyday objects are not built super well to last unless you're like, your life depends on it and it is your livelihood. And that, if they gave this away, you kind of have the suspicion that there might be something weird about this notebook.
Yes, there is definitely something weird about this notebook. There is some magic to it. I can
Oh no,
definitely
is it
tell him
cursed?
that. I don't know if it's cursed. Doesn't seem like it. There's just some magic to it. Can't really decipher on what, though.
Okay, well maybe we should keep it with us for now.
Yes, maybe we can examine it more closely later on. Alright.
What can I get for you? What's your question?
One night, people were taken. It just sudden. Did you keep them coming?
Sorry, darling, you cut out. Can you repeat that?
What happened on the night that the people were taken?
Oh,
Was it loud? Was it quiet?
I can take you to where they were. And Lord Braxton, he again, this question seems to spark with him another little wave of personal stress, and he kind of motions you to one of the side rooms, and he opens it, and it looks kind of like it's either a very small schoolroom or some sort of study area, but there is only one desk, and it seems to be a smaller desk as if for a child. And you see that the desk itself is knocked over, and there's a set of papers that have been screwed to the floor that might be either drawings. It doesn't actually look like schoolwork. And he kind of leans against the door as if he hasn't actually entered this room very often, didn't want to. My son, he's got a private tutor, and we think that they came during one of the sessions, but there was no noise, there was nothing. We didn't find out that anyone was gone until later when we went to try to find them, and we found this. We tried not to touch anything. We searched the house, and we found it was not just my son and the tutor missing, but 3 other members of the staff. And it's 5 people in total are missing, but we don't know what happened, but this is the room that my son was in and the tutor was in. We don't know about the other 3.
Intriguing.
It's okay, sir. We'll find them. We'll get them home.
One way or another.
Do you know who the other people taken were?
Yes. It was the tutor. It was one of the nannies. We have 2. One of the maids, she's actually rather a new hire. And the not the cook, the I don't. And at this he kind of looks a little bit embarrassed until finally he comes up with the word. The garden boy, he helps the cook out. And you kind of get the sense at this point he may not actually know all of these people's names. But he's trying very hard, but his main concern is very much his son and not these other 4 people.
So this new hired maid, what does she look like?
She's a very sweet a tiefling girl. She's a blue tiefling with white hair and very sweet, very nice. I didn't hire her myself. The butler handles that. But I could get her name for you if you would like.
We could use all of their names.
Oh yeah, of course. And he hurries away for a minute and talks to one of the men who had been waiting for you, and that young man hurries away. And finally, a human man appears, and he has a list of names for you, and he just kind of hands it to someone, whoever would like to take it. He doesn't really say anything, just kind of offers it like he was expecting someone to ask.
Knight takes the list.
All right. You see at the top is the name Kindle, and then below that is the name Trandon, Pax, Adalith, and Lorelei.
Okay.
The butler looks significantly more put together than the Lord himself, as if he is much more steady individual. He doesn't leave, but he doesn't say anything either.
Do you have thoughts of who might have done this?
Who are you addressing? Lord Braxton or the butler?
The Lord.
Lord?
Kind of both, actually.
Okay. The
Since-
Lord doesn't seem to even occur to him that you might be asking the butler, and he immediately steps forward and I really don't know. This area is not very heavy in crime. We're an agricultural district. We just provide food, and we're not a very large lordom. And but I have some suspicions. And my wife says that this is ridiculous, but I have a cousin who is lord at one of the larger settlements, and I suspect that he thinks if I die without an heir, he will absorb my area. And I think he might have hired, but my wife says this is ridiculous. I don't know why he's always been a bit but why demand that much money of an agricultural district? We're not mining gold. But my wife says that perhaps it was just a passing group of band of pirates or something. I don't know, but we think we know the house they're in. Which is also makes me think my cousin. This particular house belongs to the family and is on one of the outskirts. It was one of the smaller fiefdoms, but it's... I don't know. I think it might have been a inside job, but I also... I don't know. And again, the stress levels of him seem to skyrocket, and he starts kind of fidgeting.
How close are you and your cousin?
I hate him.
Okay, good.
Sorry, the Lord doesn't laugh. That was me.
No, that's out of character too.
Just in case he is part of it and things get a little messy, you know, he might get in the way.
I pray not. Blood in the family, so it causes problems. But I hate the man so much.
Well, it might be him, you know. If there's bad blood between you guys, it's just a...
I am sure it is him.
Alright then.
Who you said your wife thinks that's a crazy idea. Who does she think is behind this?
She and this kind of gives Lord Braxton a moment of pause, as if maybe he hadn't asked her opinion. And he kind of stumbles for a moment, and then clears his throat. She thinks it might have been pirates. There's a we have our is borders the ocean, and that's how we ship out a lot of our more the goods that may not like apples and things that bruise easily. But she thinks it might have been pirates. However, I think that yeah, everyone except for Rui, because you have such a low passive insight, they can tell that he's lying, and he definitely doesn't actually know what his wife thinks.
Yes, pirates can be very suspicious.
Yes.
It is your wife.
Not here at the moment.
Okay then.
Well, I guess we should go rescue some people.
Are you sure you don't want to just investigate my cousin?
Actually, we should investigate his cousin, don't you think?
We know the house where they're at.
But if it's my cousin, yes, no, you're right. You are the Crimson Crescent. You of course. And he kind of turns to the butler, and the butler is already holding a map. And he offers forward the map. And I am going to share something with you guys that I hope works. And if it doesn't, then I'm just going to be sharing my screen and going to have to be kicking you off occasionally to look at my notes. But hopefully this will work.
Okay.
All right. Where is the share button? So the first map I don't actually have a map of, but it is a map to the house. You don't get the feeling that Lord Braxton has mage at his disposal, and it is a map through the agricultural district down to a much smaller house. And then the second map is a floor plan. Whoops, that didn't work. Share, read, control, copy. This is a 3-story house. It's got a basement. That's the first one. Whoops, that's in the wrong chat. Let me put that in the right chat. Okay, so that is the first floor. Where is it? File. Share. Okay. Actually, here I can share them. Okay. This is the second floor. And the bottom is just a wine cellar. How do I do this?
I think both of those links are first floor.
Whoops, are they?
Yeah.
Okay, I will send you second floor in just a minute.
No worries.
Wha- Okay, and this is where is it? File, share, control, copy. Okay, here's the wine cellar. And let's try second floor again. Share, control, copy. Okay. Boop. All right, now do all 3 of those work?
Yes.
Hold on. Yes.
All right, cool. So, I forgot to put the second set of stairs down into the wine cellar, but that is in the kitchen area. Which here I will add them and tell me if you can see me adding it. There's a set of stairs right there in the first floor. Did you see me do that?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So, where I just put that second set of stairs, that's the kitchen. And he kind of like points at things. It's a smaller manor. And we don't use it very often. It's you could think of it as a winter home, but we haven't used it. It was more my father's thing. But it was broken into, and people have reported that the lights are on at night. The past 2 days only. We think that that's where they are.
And if you all want to go question the cousin before we go in here, we can.
Oh, good. And he starts immediately getting together a piece of paper, and he walks you into a different room with a mirror in it, and he kind of a little bit, and you can tell that he is not doing magic, but the mirror itself is magic, and the mirror ripples, and a maid-looking person appears on the other side, and she looks incredibly surprised to see him, and she hurries away, and then comes back and says, the Lord will be here just a moment. I'm sorry. And Lord Braxton looks almost like he's gonna snap at her, and then seems to remember that you're in the room and stops himself. Of course, he knows that Kindle's missing, right? So we've talked about this yesterday. And she nods, and she looks a little bit nervous. But a second man walks through, and you can see that he is in fact full elf. And he looks a little bit older, although it's a little bit hard to tell with elves exactly how old they are. But he looks older than Lord Braxton, and he sees you guys behind him, and he immediately steps up. Have you found Kindle?
No, we're going to investigate this lord's cousin first.
Yes, I am the cousin of Lord Braxton.
Oh my god. Oh god. Okay. Ah.
Don't worry, not you though. His other cousin. He seemed very nice.
Oh, and in this, the Lord in the mirror looks a little bit confused, and he kind of looks between you to Braxton, and he kind of folds his arm and clears his throat like he's not entirely sure what to say. But Lord Braxton kind of steps back so he's out of the frame of the mirror, and you guys are the only ones in the frame of the mirror. And the man in the mirror kind of steps forward a little bit so that he can lean in to see all of you. Is that so? I was not aware that Lord Braxton had another cousin.
Well, I wasn't either, because I don't know again.
Wonderful. Are you really Crimson Crescent? I thought he was hiring the Crimson Crescent to find Kindle.
Alright.
Okay.
We have like a little badge thing with like our little logo on it. Or something.
Yeah, you do each have a little half moon crest thing somewhere on your body or on your uniform. Or you can pull it out of your pocket and show it to him. But yes, you all each have one of those. I should have said that earlier.
Okay.
Oh,
I
god.
point to it.
He nods very slowly. What can I do for you all?
Your opinion.
On Kindle? And he sighs very heavily and kind of like runs a hand through his hair. I don't know. I heard yesterday, I was contacted yesterday that Kindle was missing and had been missing for a day. I love the kid. I don't know who would possibly want to hurt him. And sending a finger? It's
Wait.
ridiculous. I don't know.
I thought he'd been missing for 3 days.
He's been missing for 3 days?
Yes.
Braxton! And Braxton, like, kind of leans back into the frame of the mirror so that he's visible. He's like, yes, we contacted you yesterday when the notebook arrived. Today is the 3rd day. And the Lord in the mirror looks visibly pissed off. Braxton, why didn't you call us immediately when Kindle was missing? You know I will send you troops if you think that there is danger to your family. And Braxton kind of leans out of the mirror. I have troops. See, I've hired the Crimson Crescent. And the Lord in the mirror kind of pauses and looks at you all, and I'm so sorry. I didn't realize he'd been missing for 3 days.
Yes.
Do you know anything about the house where they say they're at?
Yes, I believe they said that there were lights on at it's like a summer home, although it's not used very often anymore. You could think of it as a place to send the kids away when they're being
When you
roused.
kidnap them.
No, more of a place to send them when you need to work on other things. It's my father used to use it, and in that manner. But Braxton only has one son, so it's a little rough to just send a boy off with a set of staff to live by himself in a house. You can just keep him in your own house. So I don't know why brigands would choose there to hide. It doesn't seem like a very clever place, if you ask me. And you don't want to be found, then at least turn the lights off at night. I don't know, but I'm not in the area, so I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to tell you why. If Braxton thinks they're there, I mean, I think you should take a look, but I'm afraid I don't know much else about it.
Do you know the people that took the kid?
No, I only found out that he was missing yesterday, and apparently that's 2 days late.
How did you know that the lights on the house were on at night?
I was told yesterday. I was told about why they thought that they were there, that he was hiring the Crimson Crescent, and that there was a finger and a threat delivered, and the ransom was raised. You know, Braxton, I'd be willing to lend you the money. And the Lord just kind of steps forward. Okay, I think we're done. Is there anything else the Crimson Crescent would like to ask him?
Do you know anyone who doesn't like him?
Who?
The Lord, Braxton.
Lord Braxton himself looks a little bit red, and the Lord in the mirror kind of frowns, and he rubs his chin, and I'm afraid I don't know. I'm running a different area of the world, and we don't generally travel that much. I suppose Braxton is not particularly popular among the other lords, but politics, you know?
So you don't know anything about your own brother and who he affiliates himself with?
He is my cousin,
Oh, yeah.
and he's he's days travel away from my. We talk in a mirror sometimes, as you can see, but this is mostly for safety reasons. This is how we contact each other in emergencies. But generally, I suppose we write letters from time to time, but it's not practical for either of us to travel that distance without a mage. And Braxton doesn't have a mage at his disposal. Although Braxton, and he kind of lifts his voice, even though Braxton is standing next to the mirror, just out of visible distance from him. Braxton, I would love your family to come visit more often. And Braxton doesn't say anything.
All right, then.
Well, it appears we
I'm sorry, Ghost, you cut out again. What'd you say?
worry.
Repeat that. No, come back. Can you hear us?
I'm
Oh.
so sorry. My internet is really bad. Just know what
Sorry.
I said.
No, it's okay. I just couldn't hear you. Okay. Okay.
Night. Huh?
No, all right. Don't need to apologize for bad connection. I totally get it. All right. So, with that, Braxton kind of, looks at you guys. Would you like to talk to him anymore?
I don't have anything else to say.
It seems like it might be in our best interest to move our search onward.
The Lord in the mirror kind of nods. Thank you. Please do keep me updated about the situation, Braxton. Please do find Kindle safe as soon as possible. And with that, Braxton
Knight sort of bows towards the Lord in the mirror before he leaves, and does that sort of thing. We'll keep.
The Lord notes it, and he kind of gives a half bow back, and then the mirror kind of ripples, and he vanishes. And Braxton himself kind of leads you out of the room, and I can provide horses for faster travel. But aren't you just sure that, like, he must have, right?
Seems like a nice guy to me. I don't know why you hate him.
Because he's just so and he kind of like waves his arms towards the mirror, like that should have been enough proof. And he seems a little bit exasperated with you guys, like he's not sure what to think, but he will lead you out towards where there is a set of horses waiting. Do you need anything else? I can give you weapons or I don't know.
What kind of weapons you got?
I have long swords and rapiers and short bows.
Would we be able to keep these weapons?
I would prefer you return them.
Okay, then never mind. I'm good.
Okay. He kind of like eyes you, like he's not sure, but he will. And please return the horses while you're at it.
Right.
Right.
And my
right.
son, please get past my son.
Yeah,
We
of
will.
course.
Yeah, we'll do our best.
Okay. And he gives you guys the 3 maps of or the floor plans and the maps. Is there anything you would like to do before you head off?
I got nothing.
I think we're all good.
In that case, is there anything you would like to do in the journey? It's a pretty straightforward map, and I am not going to make you roll a survival check. I mean, there's roads. You can get there. So I'm not going to make you roll anything for that. But tell me what you guys are doing.
Well, I've just planned to just go on the road and, just go straight to the place.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, if there's nothing to do, you arrive, and it is about mid-afternoon at this point, and you see it's a very nice 2-story house from what you can see on the outside, but you know there's a wine cellar, and it looks abandoned. That I wouldn't say that it quite gives off haunted house vibes, but think in that direction if haunted houses were made of stone. It looks dark and unloved, and it looks like the yard hasn't been kept, but you do see a good amount of foot traffic there on the ground around the house, but you also do not see any animals or anything like that. What would
Should
you
we go
guys
in?
like to do?
How does the windows look? Are they boarded up at all?
Nope. It just looks like the curtains have been drawn, like trying to keep the sun out to not fade the frontage, but not boarded up. It doesn't look abandoned. It just looks really unused. So I guess close to abandoned, but not like the total unlovedness and hated of an abandoned house.
Is there anything that we could see through before opening the door and getting in?
Would you like to do an investigation check?
Yes, I'll do
Alright,
that.
go for it.
All right then. Investigation. Alrighty then.
60.
Alright, do you have any bonuses to investigation? Oh, +2. You already have that. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed that. Okay, so you kind of like walk back and forth, and you look at the ground, and you see that there's a lot of scuffs kind of just around the house in general. Like there have been people here, even though it looks so unused. And you do see one of the lower windows on the side of the house. I should actually point out that this. I'm gonna draw things. I'm gonna immediately erase. Whoops! What did I just do? Tokens. Sure, dragons. This area. Whoop. I'm not sure if anything's happening. Nothing's happening. This area. If you can see what I am adding little black dragons to.
Mm-hmm.
This area is actually a wraparound porch. So you hop up on there and you see that this window, or that door has windows in it, and this door. Let me get rid of these. I'm sorry. This door and that scroll up, and that door both have windows that don't have curtains on them. And you can open up to see inside that there is a large table. I'm going to just put dragons on things as I say them. There's a large round table that looks like it would normally have flowers or something on it. And there's another side that actually does have things on it. You can see a spiral staircase off right to your left. And the floor is covered in this large ornate rug. And looks like this is a drawing or an entrance room. There's no chairs or anything, but you see on this table there seems to be a pile of papers, and there seems to be a journal that looks suspiciously like the journal you have.
Alright, the house looks safe to go in. I decide to walk up to the door and see if it's locked or unlocked. You know.
Okay, the door you are standing at right now, or the actual front door? Because you're on the side door. This up here. Oops, let me again scroll. This is the front door.
Ah, alright. Well, I'm gonna go for the side door.
Okay, since you're there, so that door.
Yeah.
Alright, you try it and it is not locked.
Huh. Alright, I open it up and I step in and take a look around.
Alright, it is dim, and you can see it's a little dusty, but it's not terribly dusty. And you can see that the spiral staircase itself looks like it has been used, and the papers on the table over here, now that you are closer to it, you can see that that journal is an identical match to the journal that you have. And what is your passive stuff? No, just kidding. Nothing happens.
Oh.
That's it. Sorry. You know something's happening because I said it out loud already. Whoops. Anyway, something's happening, but you're not aware of it.
Okay.
Right. I'm gonna follow in after.
Yeah. We'll follow them in.
Abandoned building my butt.
Yeah, do you say that? Are you guys walking in? Are you stealthing? What are you doing?
I'm stealthing just in case, because that's just my specialty.
All right. Everyone who would like to stealth, please roll a stealth check and put it in RP bot or a campaign. And if you're not stealthing, tell me what you're doing instead.
Alright, give me a moment.
22 on stealth.
Lovely.
19 on stealth.
Very nice.
Hold on. $16.
19. All right, Ghost, are you going to stealth or are you going to do something else? You can do something else. You don't have to go in, but... All right. Okay, in that case, what I'm going to have you do, Ghost, is you are standing guard outside. So you are on the back porch, or the front and side porch, so you are out here somewhere. Roll stealth when you get back if you want to hide, or if you just want to be there looking menacingly. Up to you, but yeah, you are currently standing guard, and come back in. It will make sense that you don't know what's going on inside the house, because you're not inside the house. Have a lovely dinner. Does that work? All right, cool. Yep. No worries. Eat, be healthy, things like that. Okay, cool. So, I'm gonna remove all my little black dragons again. Okay, so, you guys, I am going to send you another link to this that hopefully you can edit. I want you to put yourself down where you want to be. You can have it be little black dragons or whatever you want it to be. And tell me what you are doing as you are there and as you move around, okay? Let me figure out how to do this again. Share edible. Control copy. Okay. Control V. Okay, that should work. If it doesn't, tell me.
Oh, okay. I got extra options, so I'm assuming it works.
Nice. All right. Okay, who is green?
I ain't me. Right.
Okay, please don't all choose the same thing. Like be different colored dragons. Okay, tell me, since you are standing there, what are you doing?
Oh, there are different things? Oh, okay.
Oh. That's me. I'm the red dragon thing.
Who is me? Say your name.
Pastel. Oh, sorry. You know. But Mara. My character.
All right. And I assume the blue cat is Knight.
Yes, that would
All
be
right,
nice.
cool. All right, so Knight and Mara, what are you doing at the table?
I'm going to look at that book that looks exactly like the journal that I have.
All right, so you open it up and you see exactly the same message written inside of the book.
This has been copied. It's probably from the magic that I sensed off the one that I have. This is a copy. This must be the original. Maybe. It's a hypothesis.
All right. Are you going to do anything?
Are there papers on the table, you said?
There are papers on the table.
I'm gonna investigate the papers if I can do
All
that.
right. Roll an investigation check, please, and then tell me what languages you speak.
And I speak Common and Halfling.
All right. These papers look kind of like official documents, and they're all in a language you do not speak.
Valid.
But they all look very official. You even see a seal, a crest on one of them. Although, I don't know, with an 11, I don't think you would recognize the crest.
Okay.
But it all, like, definitely very official document feel to these.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to try to investigate the papers.
All right.
Yeah.
Also roll, and then tell me what languages you speak. All right. Ghost. See the new link? Click on that, and then put a symbol down on the map where you would like to move yourself, and then tell me what you're doing.
Okay.
All right. Mara, what did you do? I'm sorry. What's your roll?
Hold on. I'm still typing it. Okay, I speak Common, Elvish, and Undercommon.
Okay, you do recognize that these are written in Elvish. And again, they look very much like official documents. The first one that you're seeing, the one on top, because that's an 11, it seems to be, as you are skimming through it, the deeds to the house that you are in.
Ah. Then these documents are deeds to the house, it seems. I rifle through the papers, and is there anything else interesting, or are they all documents?
They are all documents. But you do, nope, just kidding, they're all documents. Sorry, fake out. Marrow, what you doing by the stairs? Those are stairs, by the way. Spiral staircase. What you up to?
Just checking out the stairs.
Okay. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Looking to see how recent they've been used.
Okay. Do a. Oh, I'm not sure. If this was outside, I'd say survival, but since it's inside, let's do investigation as well. While you are rolling that, last person. Who's the green person? I'm sorry.
That would be Ruri.
Ruri, tell me what you're doing.
I'm kind of just looking around the room for like any signs of people having been there recently.
All right. Also an investigation check. Yeah. All right. So that is for 19. Very okay. And so, 19 and a 7. Ouch. Okay, so Ruri, you look around and you happen to look up and you see there's a very nice mock chandelier. It's not an actual chandelier. And you look at it and it's like, huh, that is super dusty. These people do not dust their chandelier. And you really can't tell if there have been people here recently, but you do know that chandelier has not been lit recently. Now, for Marrow, you look at the steps and you see that, first off, these are leading upward. So you can kind of walk around them and you can get to a point where your eye level is at the same level as the step. And you see that there is quite a bit of dirt on that particular step. You kind of step back and you look and you see that quite a couple of these steps have dirt on them. But when you look around the floor, you do not see very much dirt except from the door that you are currently standing by, which is the door behind you that leads to the wraparound, or the partial wraparound porch. And you look out and you see that, yes, again, there's a lot more dirt in this area, but there is not dirt in the first steps where I'm going to put the black dragon. This is the actual front entrance. There is no dirt over there, but there is dirt in a path here up the steps and in a path to the what is that? That's a table. And past the and tomorrow you can't see much beyond that because there's a table in the way and there's people in the way. But whoops, what am I just doing?
Oops.
But that is what you see tomorrow.
Interesting.
There appears to be some sort of recent trackings of dirt in this house, but it doesn't appear there to be any near the actual front door.
Uh-huh. Is there anything else on this table that I'm staring at?
With an 11, no.
Alright.
They all look like documents, and I don't know, like you might do an intelligence check. Just straight intelligence for me.
Okay. No modifier, just...
20 plus whatever your intel modifier is.
Oh, alright. That would be the same as my investigation.
There is nothing on the table except for documents and the notebook that is identical to the notebook you have.
Okay, I'm gonna move then. I'm gonna move into whatever this room is.
Alright, so you walk into the room and you are hit with a crossbow.
Ow!
Just kidding, you are not hit with the crossbow. He rolled badly. But
Oh!
you enter here and a crossbow hits the window and shatters it. Right past your head, and you see there was a guy flattened himself against the wall right there, and he is staring at you terrified. But he has a crossbow
My god!
and ready.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Now that you are in the room, there's another guy here who is fumbling to get his sword out.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm friendly! I swear!
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh god! He probably thinks I'm an intruder. Oh, this looks bad. Alright, you said persuasion?
Yes, please.
Alright. I got this. Hopefully.
Okay. One of them seemed... No, they both actually relax immediately. They both rolled super low. Again. And they both kind of lower their sword, and one of them kind of rubs his face, and you can see that this guy, the guy with the crossbow who just shot at you, is a halfling. Did the boss, the boss who brought you in? And then he kind of like squints at you and steps forward. Like, I don't think I recognize you. Who are those others? And he kind of like jerks back towards the room, but doesn't actually move from his spot.
Oh no, we're from the Crimson Crescent. We've been sent here to investigate the disappearance of Lord... what's his face's son?
He shoots you again.
I don't remember his name, I'm sorry.
No, and he missed again. So the halfling yanks up the crossbow and immediately starts yelling, "Crimson Crescent's here for the kid!"
Oh no! Okay!
And
I blew it.
missed. However, I would like all of you to please roll initiative.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And please put it in the chat. With your name.
God.
And you are all... Where are you guys?
I should have known.
22 initiative.
God damn. Okay. Ouch.
Oh no.
Well. Oh god.
I think I'm going last.
Probably. We'll see. Let's see if they continue to roll badly, so.
Question. How do
Woo!
you move can you delete and move the tokens on this map?
Yep. Control Z and it will vanish and then just put it somewhere else. Okay. Each square is 5 feet. For those of you who have not used stuff before. Okay, so we've got. Okay, I'm missing Morrow. So Morrow, what's yours? No worries.
I did that in the wrong chat. Okay, hold on.
Oh, was it? Did you already tell me? I'm sorry.
I think.
Also, I'm doing group initiative for the brigands. 8. All right, that works out. So first off, we have Knight. Knight, there's no surprise round because it already happened. Knight, you hear the shattering of glass, you hear some talking, and then someone yelling that the Crimson Crescent is here for the kid. That is in the room to your left, but as you hear that, you start hearing noises upstairs. Sounds like feet. Footsteps running. All right, and then we have... So, what would you like to do?
I am going to move closer to, if I can, it won't let me delete this token.
Just do Control Z.
Yeah, it's not liking that for some reason.
I can maybe... here. I got rid of it.
There, thank you.
Yeah.
It doesn't like me for some reason. I'm gonna move closer. This website is not working.
Yeah, it's new. First time using it.
Now it's not letting me take another token. I'm gonna move closer to the doorway that it was here.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna figure out why it's not letting me get a token, and then I will place it where I'm actually going.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
All right. You are not appearing for me, so I'm gonna give that a minute. And what are you doing?
I am going to. I carry a crossbow, and I'm gonna ready my own crossbow. I'm putting this one down for right now. I'm gonna try to figure out if I can change the color of it. It's not letting me change colors. I'm readying a crossbow. To kind of keeping an eye on the stairs to see if anyone comes down, and I'm going to, if I can, hold an attack until somebody comes down the stairs. So I think that's not what I wanted. Oh no, I'm too far away for that. Am I? Yeah, I'm too far for that. Yeah, I'm just gonna ready my crossbow, and then I'm gonna wait to do anything until here's for right now. This map doesn't like me.
Whoops, I'm sorry, I muted myself. It is Mara's turn. No, I was asking for people to talk, and then all of a sudden I wasn't. It was totally me. Okay, Mara, what you want to do?
Well, first I yell out, I think I found them! As I awkwardly look around, and I kind of wished I was stealthed in, and it's kind of ironic because I'm the one who's supposed to be stealthy. My bad. So
Yeah, well, it's fine.
I'm going after the guy with the short sword.
All right, so the guy with the short sword is the one farther away from you, so move up to him and roll your attack, please.
All right, how close do I need to be? Like maybe like right there, I think.
Yep.
All right, and roleplay bot.
Would that start an attack of opportunity by the other dude?
I'm sorry. You walk.
And
Where? I just lost the map. Where did it go?
what?
Probably. Where did it? I have all of my mimic maps up. Hang on, let me get rid of them. All right. Yes, but I would kind of assume that she'd walk around him because you have 30 feet of movement, right,
Yes.
Mara?
Yeah. Yes.
Do you want to walk around him, the guy who is going to attack you if you leave his range, or?
You know what? I kind of am changing targets now that I think about it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be right in front of this guy, the guy with the
Okay.
crossbow. The little halfling's gonna get stabbed.
He looks scared.
Yeah, I got 2 daggers with his name on it,
All right. His
and
name is Ben. I'm sorry. Roll your attack. Sorry.
Okay. What would be my attack for? Where would the modifier is? I wonder.
It should be next to your dagger.
Okay. And I'm assuming it's D20.
Yep.
I'm so new to this. Okay. I see
No,
it.
it's okay.
Plus 5. There we go. Ouch! Dice, why you
yeah,
hate me?
Yeah, you launch yourself forward, and he just kind of looks like he was expecting it, and he darts to the side. You are nowhere near him. You are right up on him now, and he's got a crossbow, and he can't shoot you because you're right next to him. He's looking scared, man. Do you have a bonus action, or is that it?
Well, no, I don't really think I have any bonus actions.
It's fine. Alright, Team 1's turn, who is in the room with you, and since you are standing there, they're both going to attack you. Whoops. Oh, I'm sorry, I just undid you. Here, I'll put you back. Right there. He's gonna move forward 1, and so you are getting 1 attack with a... Alright, one of them got a natural 1. So, and the other one hits you. So, I'm going to roll his damage first, and then I'm going to...
Wait.
So, I said earlier that I punish natural 1s and I reward natural 20s very heavily. Since my own guy got a natural 1, I'm going to punish him pretty heavily, which is, I suppose, a great time to show what I mean by that. Oh, he only rolled a 1. Okay, so that is you're taking 3 points of damage, darling. Now, the natural 1 guy was Ben the halfling. Ben tries to get his weapon out, and he promptly drops it, and then he panics and tries to shoot you with his crossbow, which is not a great thing to do, and he ends up shooting his friend. So, I'm going to roll damage on his friend there. Okay.
Nice. I says, ha! You missed!
And he looks up at you, just mortified, and then his friend is like, what the fuck? So anyways, that is their turn. Morrow, it is your turn.
Wait, how much damage did I take again?
3.
Okay, so I'm just gonna...
He didn't roll.
Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna set that there as a reminder for me. So 15. Ooh, ouch! I'm scared.
All right, Morrow, it is your turn now.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay. Is it my turn?
Yep.
Okay. Is there any conflict? Is there conflict in the other room?
There's conflict in this room, and you can hear noises above you.
Can I go up?
You want to go up the stairs? Yep. So, how much movement do you have?
30 feet.
Okay, so 20. Okay, you can get, so switch floors for me, darling. I will send you the editable version of that one. Share editable. Control copy. Okay. Of the top story. Control V. Oh, I keep putting them in the wrong chat. Oh well. Anyways, this is the top story. You can get it to right. Whoops, I'm sorry. Now you don't have to use your full movement, but you see there is one person right there, and there is one person right there. So you can stop moving as soon as you see them, in which case you will still have 10 feet of movement left, and you'll be in the staircase right there-ish. But they will have seen you as well.
Okay. I'm gonna go up the stairs and stop as soon as I see them.
Okay, so you're gonna probably be right there, ish. Color are you? You are brown.
It's brown.
Okay, brown. So you're gonna be right here-ish. All right. So you see them, they see you.
Are they automatically hostile towards me?
They look frightened. I wouldn't say hostile at the moment, but like they are both reaching for weapons, but right now it seems to be more fear than I'm gonna kill someone, you know? They seem to be on self-defense mode right now.
Okay. So can I talk to them other than attack them?
Uh-huh. You can try. What do you say?
I'm gonna ask them why they specifically are here, those two, not about the organization they're working for.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check. Oof. You say that, you ask, and they both immediately seem to go on guard, and one of them does fully pull out his sword, but they don't say anything.
Okay. I'm not gonna pull out my weapons yet.
Okay.
I alert the people down, my party members downstairs. Close
You can
or
still
they all-
see who is it? Who's green? Rui. You can still see Rui, although from far up as you are, you can't see Knight anymore, and you can't see Mara because she's in a different room.
I try and contact Rui for assistance.
Yeah, say something.
Rui,
Yeah.
can you come up here? There's just a couple people up here. They seem kind of scared. Other than that, we might have a problem or another problem.
Okay. That is going to be the end of your turn.
I need to go. I'll be back in a moment. Sorry.
All right. Team 2, however, is going to now attack you because no. So they are both going to draw their weapons and attack. Wow, they both missed. I am rolling terribly tonight. That was a 3 and an 8, which even with their bonuses will not hit you. Okay, so that is the end of their turn, but they are now right here. and right here. Whoops. Yeah, no. Nah, he's gonna try to flank, so he's gonna go here. So he gets advantage. And he still misses. Okay, well, anyways, that was not... I am just not rolling. This is not a great night for this. Okay. Anyways, they're not having a good day. Rui, it is now your turn.
Okay,
Oh
I'm
my
gonna go up the stairs. How many feet of movement does the stairs cost?
The stairs... I just counted this. This was... I don't remember. 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25... It is 30 right where the token for Morrow is. So it costs a full 30, so you probably can't get all the way up, but you can get up to... Wait, no, they said they weren't all the way up. They just stopped where... So they are at 20. So there's another 10 feet. Ooh, hey, then I shouldn't have been able to attack, should I? Well, that makes sense that they missed. There's a stair in the way. Anyways, I'm not going to retcon my own mistake. That's just, that was the mistake on my part. Lost turn. Anyways, yeah, no, they are at 20 feet right now. All the way up the stairs is 30 feet, though.
Okay, so 10, 15. I can go 15 feet up the
Okay.
stairs to be like right behind them, and that's my full movement. Would that be like right here?
Yep.
Okay. And let's see. I'm going to go ahead and use Tasha's Hideous Laughter on the one that's like flanking Maru.
Okay.
Oh, this
Is
will be
that
fun.
What is that, a save on my part?
Yeah, it's a wisdom saving throw.
Oh god, he got a 10 plus. Nope, that's an 11. So does an 11 pass?
No, he fails.
All right.
Okay.
So he what do you say in order to cast this?
Gosh, I need to pull up like a list of jokes now. No, they just... I don't need to say anything necessarily. I guess,
Okay, you
I
don't
guess
have
I do.
to.
I don't know. They just find things funny.
Okay.
So now they're prone and can't stand up.
All right. He keels over at seemingly nothing and starts laughing so much that it looks like it hurts his mouth to have it open that much. He falls over and almost topples down the stairs, but not quite. He is now prone in that position, so I'm going to change his color to sideways. He's now sideways. Oops, I don't know how to do that. Sideways. Okay, he's now prone. And he will have to deal with that at some point. All right. Do you have a bonus action?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my bardic inspiration on Morrow.
All right, cool. Morrow is now inspired. And back to the top. Knight, what would you like to do?
All right, Knight's going to. At this point, it seems useless to try to sneak into the room. Knight is going to come around the corner, just to the doorway, and I'm going to. Oh, not what I wanted to do. I'm gonna shoot the one that's like directly across from me with
All right. Go for
the
it.
crossbow. So that is 15,
All right, that hits.
21 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
Fair. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage.
10 damage. Okay. So he looks up at you, and he very much a trapped in a cornered animal look crosses his face. You hit him directly in the head, and he dies.
Oh, I wanted to stab him.
Do you have a bonus action, Knight?
I do, yes, but I don't think I am close enough for it. Yeah, I'm not close enough for any of them.
Okay.
Yeah, unless I wanted to know that I can't even do that because that's for disengaging. Yeah. Um. Yeah, that's my turn.
Hey, there is now a puddle of blood at your feet. Mara, what would you like to do?
Search his corpse. Can't help it. I think that's an investigation.
Investigation?
Yeah, I'm gonna search the halfling's corpse.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
Damn it.
Right. You see that he has a crossbow. You had already seen that crossbow, but as you lean down, that there is a bolt sticking out of his head. It kind of, is a little disturbing. And also, this is a rather small person, so this bolt kind of seems to take up more space than the body. And as you're thinking about this, you don't find much else, but you do find he has a crossbow and he has a quiver with 7 bolts in it.
Hey, Knight, do you want these 7 bolts?
Sure. I'll take them.
Do you also
Okay.
want the bolt that's sticking out of his head?
Leave it for now.
Okay. All right. With that, it is now the other guy's turn, and he's going to attack you, Mara.
Yay! I can't wait.
Fuck! He rolled a 5. This is the second time he's rolled a 5. He swings out, and his sword, the overwhelming terror of having 2 Crimson Crescent members in this room with him, and now a dead friend. He just swings, and you lean down to loot his friend's corpse, and it goes right over your head. Miss. I'm so mad at him. Morrow, it is now your turn.
Wait, where is this guy? I don't see him on the map.
He's the guy, this guy. He's like right in front of you. Right there?
Oh.
Deleted him and brought him back.
Okay, I see him now.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of funny. I didn't even see him there. He's like, I'm gonna disregard this other guy right next to me and loot his friend. That's how evil I am.
Totally missed.
Oh, I thought you knew he was there.
No, I legit didn't see him on the map.
Oh dear.
It was just
Okay.
a blank space.
Oh dear. No, he was been next to you.
Okay.
He missed anyway. So Morrow, it is now your turn.
Okay. Still not attacking yet, are they?
They tried and failed.
Yeah, these people seem really incompetent.
They are rolling terrible. Only one rolled above a single digit, and their bonuses are not great. So, the one who is sideways is currently prone. The other one tried to attack you through the bars of the what's it called? The spiral staircase, and he totally missed. And the green person behind you is Rory.
And you have Bardic Inspiration now. A D6.
Yay.
I'm not entirely sure what to do. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Do they want to attack them? They might have tried, but they still seem quite undertrained.
You could try to intimidate them. The guy who is capable of fighting back is failed once attack, and his friend is now on the floor laughing to death.
Okay. I want to try and intimidate them.
What do you say?
What do I roll?
Roll an intimidation check.
I'd ask him where the kid is.
That's not what I wanted. Sorry.
Okay.
Such a good roll.
Do you have any bonus to intimidation?
I tried to check. I accidentally pressed it too early.
No, it's okay. So 17 plus whatever it happens to be, and if you want to use your Bardic Inspiration on this, you can. Oh my god.
I need to.
Yeah, no. Darling, you got the first nat 20 of the game.
Holy
Means,
crap!
Darling, you look at him. You narrow your eyes. Where's the kid? And the words that come out of your mouth, Rory, you're right next to Morrow at this, and you kind of look at Morrow as like, how did something that menacing come out of sweet Morrow's mouth? And the guy who's standing drops to his knees, pees his pants, drops his weapon, and starts to cry. And he's downstairs. He's downstairs. They've got him in the cellar. So sorry. So sorry. I'll help you go get the kid, I promise. I can walk in there and they'll give me the kid and it's fine. I'm so sorry. He's just sobbing.
So we made one dude up here cry and one dude up here laugh.
Yeah, that is the eerie irony. Is his friend is still laughing uncontrollably on the ground. Tears are notably streaking from his face. And you can't tell if it's from the laughter or from fear, or both. That's possible. It's both.
Yeah. Take me to the kid.
Okay. It is not his turn at the moment. However, ironically, his turn comes right after you. So he is going to use his full movement to stand up again, and then he is going to start walking down the stairs. Tell me, Rory, does the second guy get to make a save, or is he taking damage this turn?
Yeah, he can take you can just take another wisdom saving throw.
He got an 8, so yeah.
Yeah.
This poor
These
guy.
guys are, these guys roll like terribly. Jeez. So what damage is he taking?
Oh, he doesn't take any. He's just prone and unable to stand up.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, no, he's just gonna stay there then and cry and laugh in his fit of. Okay, so the other guy used half of his movement, so he's not there. Steps back. He is now going to be 20. He's going to be at the end of the stairs. That is as far as he can go in this turn. However, he is obediently leading you to where the kid is, you'd assume. Tears still streaking down his face, a large wet patch in his groin area. Looking terrified. And that is his turn. That is Team 2's turn. Rory, it is now your turn.
Oh,
well,
God.
I'm gonna follow the crying dude downstairs.
All right. Go for it.
Oh.
You have more movement than he is, so you can probably pass him because he had to stand up from prone.
I'll go here. I think that's probably as far as I can go anyway.
Yeah. All right. Would you like to do anything else, or?
No, I'm good.
Knight, back to the top. How you doing? You do see Rory and a guy in tears exit the top of the stairs behind you. But you are not aware of the conversation that happened upstairs.
Okay.
Although, Rory, if you'd like to retcon your turn, you can say something to Knight to tell them.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, hey, this dude says he's in the cellar.
As I hear that from Rory, I kind of turn to the one that's still standing there, and I kind of like, motion out the door. It looks like we have one of your friends. It might be wise to back down.
All
and
right.
I'm going to roll for. Neither of them have. I'm gonna roll.
I could see that going either way with intimidation or persuasion, so really go with whatever your numbers say.
Both of them are 0, so we're gonna see what happens.
All right.
I'm gonna roll for. We'll roll for persuasion.
All right.
15.
All right. He is standing in a puddle of his friend's blood, has just failed twice to attack someone who's not paying attention to him, and saw someone kill his friend in one shot. So he looks at you. He looks at Mara, who is standing in front of him, and he nods and he puts his sword away.
Mara frowns. She's like, no more blood, eh? Oh well, I guess I'll follow.
I'm sure there will be more blood to come, friend.
Okay.
Knight kind of looks over at the other one and is like, that's a wise choice.
All right.
Dude.
Not everyone needs to die, you know.
Okay, just to let you know, my character's actually neutral, but she might be chaotic neutral.
All
She
right.
might be leaning towards the evil aspect. She's a little
All right.
bloodthirsty, to say the least.
I noticed. All right, Knight, would you like to move or do anything?
I'm going to. I'll move out of the door. I'll move. Because I don't. Yeah, I'll step into the main room.
All right.
So let me.
Okay, while you are fighting with that, Mara, I'm sorry. What would you like to do?
Well, I try and look at the guy first, and I'd be like, any sudden movements, and I got 2 daggers with your name on it.
He just nods. He
Okay.
looks like he believes you.
Okay, so I start to turn and go out the door as well, keeping my eye on the guy just in case.
All right, he does not take a opportunity to attack. He just kind of stands there and watches you.
So I go like up to here. How much is that for the movement thing?
That is 5, 10, 15. You are at 20 feet right now.
Okay.
So your movement is 30, then you have 2 more squares.
Okay. So I'm gonna go over here and remove
All
that.
right.
And yeah.
Nope, sorry.
And,
Okay,
yeah.
sorry, Chuck.
I'm gonna assume the cellar is like, I'm just gonna put a temporary thing, it's like right here or something.
Yep, those are the stairs down to the cellar.
Alright, I'm turning to move into there.
Alrighty. Alright, in that case, it is back to Team 1's turn. He sits down and he starts trying to take the bolt out of his friend's head and tries to bring some dignity to that body that has slumped in the room. So he's not going to do anything. I am going to say that we are successfully out of combat. So if you guys would just like to say, we walk to the cellar, we can do that. Are we all cool with that?
Yep.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
good
cool.
with that.
We walk to the cellar. Here's that guy. He does not. He walks to the cellar. He's still kind of crying, and he is going to look at Morrow and say, "Do you want me to go down there, or do you want to go down there?"
Oh, this poor guy.
Oh, I feel so bad. Do you have any idea what is down there?
We've got the people we got, and the kid, and the boss, and I don't know. Everyone important is down there.
How tough is this boss?
He's the boss. I don't understand the question.
He must be pretty tough then if you're that afraid of him.
I'm afraid of you, sir. Ma'am, I'm sorry.
I put my hands on my hips, I'm like, I guess I'll let that slide for now.
He looks fucking terrified.
I say we all go down together.
Okay. He's gonna kind of straighten himself and look at you guys one last time. Very, very kicked puppy look.
Oh!
And he starts to walk down the stairs. Can I please get a marching order? Who is following behind him first? And blah blah blah.
I want to go behind him first.
All right. So we have Mara
Daggers
back.
out.
Okay. So that sounds like Mara, Morrow.
I'll go third.
Third. Okay. So it's going Mara, Morrow, Rory, Knight. Are we all cool with that?
Works
Okay,
for me.
so Misbegotten Bandit is going first. As you head downstairs, it's a much smaller spiral staircase, but because it is a wine cellar, you do all feel the temperature drop immediately. Now, as you enter that, please hop over to that map. Let me reveal some stuff because you can't see it yet. You see that the bottom of the wine cellar has been dug into. All of the stone has been pried up, and there's a big pit in the middle of the wine cellar with a it looks kind of like wire fencing and stakes have been put in, and you can see in the pit there are two younger boys, one much older gentleman, he's like graying in the beard, and one older lady.
Ah.
Can you see this as I am making it appear?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So that is the pit. It looks to be about 10 feet deep, and there are 4 people in there, and I'm going to put them in there. And you do see, so here's the guy who just came down, and you do see a table has been moved in here, right there, and you can see 2 individuals at the table playing cards. And here, I'm gonna make all of the good guys blue. So blue, 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 blue.
Can I get
So
like
there-
sorry, can I get a fresh link onto the cellar? I lost it.
Yes. Let me find it. The file. And here, actually, I will give you guys an editable version since I'm not hiding anything anymore. So I'll put that in the right chat. There we go. So
Alright.
this is so switch over to that one. You'll be able to add yourself. So there's a table has been moved down here. You can see that there's stuff on the walls where the wine cellarness is. You see 4 people in the pit. They're kind of all huddled together as far away from the 2 people at the table as possible. Both people at the table stand up the moment the guy walks in, and they are not surprised because the guy walked in first and he looks fucking terrified. But they do not attack you right away. One of them is a clean-shaven, older gentleman, and he steps forward and he looks at you all, and he seems a little confused. And the other one is a lady. It's a tiefling. She's got white hair and blue skin, and she looked relaxed, but also a little bit confused. And they all look at you, and you look at them, and would anyone like to do anything?
Okay, I'm just
Hey,
in the corner for
You fit
some
the
reason.
description of the maid I asked about.
The tiefling looks a little bit surprised, and then she kind of smiles. Oh, Braxton's hired the Crescent, but
Great.
So, what's going on here?
she kind of looks uneasy and looks at the older man. And I keep saying man, he is not a human. He is also a tiefling, but he is a red-skinned tiefling, and again, much older, but clean-shaven, tidy, kind of looks like he a little bit more put together than the guys who fought upstairs. He kind of doesn't stand up, but he does put his cards on the table, and he looks at you all, and he frowns, and he says, "So, how much money is in this for me if I just tell you all the truth now?"
As much as possible.
We'll give you our pay, and I want to do a persuasion for that.
Roll it.
Okay.
I just want to say that Mara is like, one of her like negative traits is that she's impatient. She's like, I just want to kill something. So she keeps her composure, but she looks a little tense-ish,
A
like
little edgy.
a little edgy.
Okay.
Yeah, that
He
was-
looks at you. He narrows his eyes and leans forward, kind of putting his hands on the table and steepling his fingers, and says, "How much is that? I need a number."
Guys, how much were we getting paid? Between the 4 of us, there would be 2,000 total.
All right, make. That's not true. Make a deception check for me.
Yeah, I don't remember how much we were getting paid in the first place. Help
You
me out
guys
here.
never asked.
Yeah, we never
No,
asked.
never asked.
Oh my. Oh shit.
Okay. He nods and he leans back. He is totally relaxed. He totally and completely believes you. And with this, he kind of just no aggression in this man. He kind of puts his feet up on the table and he waves at them and says, Braxton was hoping you would kill his cousin for him.
Really? You don't say.
Yeah, he gave us
Cut
the
this all off?
keys to this nice house, even promised us this nice house. He was going to sign it over to us, pay us a significant sum of money to stage this ridiculous little thing. The only problem was we had to actually take the brat. And these folks here. And he kind of just waves his hands at the people in the pit. And he hired the Crimson Crescent like an idiot, and we told him not to. And he really wanted you to go kill his brother for him, because if a Crimson Crescent killed a lord, then no one would argue with it. Well, at least no one important. And he would get Lord Missel's land and deeds or whatever. I don't care. I don't pay attention to politics. But anyways, we've been hired by Braxton. And
you're not-
you can take the kid.
Okay, so you're not actually gonna hurt anybody?
No.
Well,
And you're not gonna hurt anybody after this either. No terrorizing anybody or anything, right?
He kind of like looks at you and leans forward again, and we are for hire. We're mercenaries for hire. I'm not sure what you think we do for a living.
But are you
Some-
mercenaries for bad people?
So, I mean, sometimes
Whoever
clearly, do
pays
you
the
see where we
bills.
are? Yeah, it's whoever pays the bills. See, listen to the cat.
Mara
Tabaxi
is no longer tense.
Knight bristles at that comment of just listen to the cat, but doesn't outwardly say anything.
I'm always like, I always knew there was something funny about that guy. Braxton. What's his face?
He seemed very intent on us investigating his cousin.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Well, I hate to tell
And
you
there are
guys.
property deeds upstairs.
Yeah, those were hopefully going to be ours, and hopefully still will be. Anyways, do you want the kid and the other people back?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we came here for.
Wiley.
Yes.
All right.
Also, I'm sorry. We made one guy cry, one guy laugh, and one guy dead.
And the guy does kind of bristle a little bit, but he seems to think better of saying anything against you guys. And he nods and he points, and in the corner you can see there's a ladder to get down into the pit if you want to go get the peoples. Now, the peoples in the pit all look terrified.
All right. I want to make a more cheerful mood now that everything's been cleared out the air. So I want to do like a little performance with my drum.
All right, do it.
Like,
Roll a performance check.
everything's soft.
All right. You start to play, and everyone kind of just looks at you like they're not sure what your goal was here.
It's like I'm beating my drum, but it sounds more like a death march than a celebration.
A little bit, and this is in fact a wine cellar, not exactly the greatest place for, say, acoustics. So it kind of reverberates inside the wine cellar, and it's rather chilly in here, and it's just dead silent except for you playing. And in the pit, one of the men stands up and, excuse me, can you please help us?
Knight goes over and doesn't really. He goes over to where the ladder is and climbs down and starts helping them.
Awesome. They all look fine. No one is hurt. Notably, no one is missing any fingers. And they all certainly very thankful. And the two boys look the most terrified, kind of tired as well. But it all looks like they have been fed. No one has been mistreated or anything like that. But they haven't been treated like guests, clearly. But you do manage to get them all up. What would you guys like to do?
I have a question for the boss man.
Yes.
You just book it out of there.
hold on. Whose finger did you cut off for this ransom note thing? I show the thing, the journal thing.
Did you take the finger with you?
Yes, I think. I actually
He
left
lifts
it
the-
in there.
He lifts up his hands, and you see that he is wearing gloves. And I'm sorry, not him. Where's the person who's I'm sorry, they're not in the room. I misspoke. But he kind of waves his hand and says, "We drew straws, and everyone agreed that a finger was a good price for a house."
Okay.
Sounds reasonable to me.
Yeah.
He shrugs. And now, as you lift up the journal, the tiefling kind of steps forward and, I'm sorry, could I have that back, please?
Sure, I guess.
She takes it
Yeah.
and steps back from you immediately and kind of tucks it away. All right,
I
what would you
just
guys like to
shrug.
do?
Okay, so we'll need you four in the pit, and you blue lady to come back.
The blue lady shakes her head. Sorry, it was just a part of the setup. Sorry. I don't work for Braxton. I mean, I do, but I'm don't work in his house.
Very well then.
So, you want us to lie and say that you're not coming? What are we supposed to do?
Braxton
were asked
knows
to
who
give all of
hired
them.
us. And he knows that I work with this group of people, not him. It was the hope was to make it look like I was a seed planted by his cousin, and helped steal the important people. But he seemed to have messed up his part of the job in the lying bit. But she kind of shrugs and just kind of waves you guys away. I'm fine.
Alright then.
Okay.
Now, I wonder what's gonna happen once we go back to Braxton's mansion. And I wonder if we should say anything about how this was all a setup.
How about
A question for the DM. Is there a way for us to contact the Crescent before we head back? Do we have a way to contact them outside of just going back to begin with?
You currently do not, though that was something that I forgot to give you. There should be a way, but I forgot to give it to you. If you would like to retcon, someone can have a speaking stone. I don't care who, but someone can have it. If you would like.
I guess I'll have it.
Okay,
No,
you have a speaking
take it.
stone that is it is like sending. You can say 25 words at a time to one person who has the other stone. In this case, you know that Borman has the other stone.
I immediately activate the stone and attempt to contact Borman.
All right, can say some 25 words.
We got the kid, but the whole thing was a setup. Arranged by what's his face?
You hear setup. Interesting. By who?
By the Lord himself. By Braxton.
Interesting. Well, finish the job. If you guys would like to handle him, you can. But if you don't want, Crimson Crest will send other people to deal with him.
What do you mean by deal with him and handle him?
Anyone who is willing. I'm sorry. He kind of like you hear that pause again while he's hearing your side of conversation, and well, trying to get other people framed for something like child stealing and torture is not a small crime.
I say we deal with him. Says Meyer.
So what, we're
It's
gonna
up
bring him
to
to
you.
jail?
Well, you can alert the authorities in his area and let his own fiefdom deal with him. Or tell one of the other lords. Whatever you do, make sure you tell enough people and are clear that you are the Crimson Crest.
I would say we let his cousin know.
Yes.
That's a good idea.
Yes, I was thinking that too. We will do that first.
All right. Let the lords deal with it internally then. Give the information, give your opinion and your organization, and let them handle it.
Very well.
All right.
So, how about just to see if we can get the Lord
Oh,
to actually admit.
Sorry, hun. Can you repeat that? You keep cutting out.
See if we can get the Lord to actually admit to his crimes verbally. How about we go back to where he is. We give him people he was looking for, and then say we actually did find them with his cousin. That'll throw him for a loop. Won't it?
should we take the property papers as proof?
Yes.
When you say that, immediately the two tieflings stand up. We'd rather you not. We kind of need those.
Oh, by the way, I was lying earlier. You're not getting any money from us.
Give me a second.
Oh God. Have you doomed us?
Yeah, they both immediately attack you. You specifically. The one guy whips out a longsword, and please make a dexterity save for a magical attack. Wait, is that dexterity? Let me check before you make that save, though.
All of us are.
Thanks a lot.
Nope,
No, I mean,
Just her. Yep. Just
I am a
protecting
good
her.
person, okay? I tell the truth.
more blood for the bloodshed, says Mara. Oh,
We
well, I
already
was
freed
getting,
the people from the pit. Maybe
I
they
was
could
getting
help us.
bored anyway.
They are like normal people. I would children. I would not recommend asking them to fight with you.
Guys,
One of them
I'd get back in the
very
pit.
inspiring, so it could happen.
I mean, you're right, but they have no weapons.
Can I just give the kid my short sword? Here, go nuts.
No, make a
That
dex
is
save.
so bad.
Okay, the one guy's attacking with a longsword.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
He hits you, and makes a dex save to see if you're going to avoid the cleric. Oh, did you already roll that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got a
yeah,
9.
no, man, you miss. All right, you be
Yeah.
taking some damage here. Just a second, I have to move this.
Oh, what did he attack me with?
A
Like-
long sword, but he rolled badly, so you're taking 3 damage
Okay.
from him, and you're taking you're taking. Oh, where is it? I just had it. Oh, and she also rolled a 1, so you're taking 2 damage from the cleric. So, that is a total of 5 damage to you. Either everyone can roll initiative, or someone can now say something and try to stop this.
Thanks a lot.
And after I tried that performance to lift everyone's spirits and nobody even thanked me for it.
No. Let's calm down here.
You will pay us something, or you will leave us the house. At the very least, we will be paid what we did the job, even if Braxton messed it up. Leave the papers.
Can't you make a copy of the papers like you made a copy of the journal?
We didn't make a copy of the journal. It's a magical item.
Oh.
It's 2 journals.
Um. Well,
Leave the papers, take the kid, and leave.
I say we could do it, but Morris just smirks. It's kind of awkward for her, but since she's not very social person in the first place, but she just smirks,
Uh-huh.
and she's just like, we could, but she's kind of second guessing to herself because she kind of wants a fight, you know, at the same time. What do you guys think? Should we leave the papers to them?
I think there's more important things to deal with in the form of the Lord himself. They were promised a house. Perhaps we leave them here. We'll
Yeah,
leave the
that
papers here, and we know where the house is. We can always come back if necessary.
yeah. Besides, we could always return the papers anyway. We're not taking them, you know, permanently.
I don't trust you. You just killed one of my men upstairs.
And he attacked us first, okay?
And you entered his house. Uninvited.
It's true.
But we came
Well-
here to investigate the matter in the first place that was set up.
Well, maybe you should lock the doors sometime.
That too.
Perhaps we never. Oh, I have a list of names. I don't know which name is the tiefling's name though.
Yeah, you were never told.
Yeah.
I think it's the last name on the list, or the second to last
Lorelei?
one. No, the second last one.
Nah, it is Lorelei.
Madeline.
Oh, it is Lorelei.
Perhaps if and Knight motions towards Lorelei, perhaps you come back with us, and once we're done with the Lord, you take your papers back. I'm sure
Roll a
your
persuasion check.
where's my d20?
Oh, I hope
I
it
rolled a nat
fails.
one, or no, I rolled a nat 20.
Okay.
Wow.
She kind of leans forward and she studies you very carefully. And she stands up and said, "Fine, let's get this over with. But the papers are never leaving my possession. Let's go now. We have more horses in back. We can get everyone there safely. Let's go."
Alright,
She's very unhappy, but she is going to do it.
Hooray!
fine, says Mora.
All right. In that case, I'm going to just fast forward a little bit because we are nearing, we are past our 2-hour mark. And I promised a short game. So, other horses are found. They were hidden in back. And you take the travel back up. Notably, when you get to the area and back into the manor of Lord Braxton, he is not there.
I wonder
But-
why.
You find those two young men who had been waiting for you originally seem to have been waiting for you again. One of them runs off, and this time a full human woman appears. She is dressed incredibly well, and the moment she sees one of the boys, she starts to cry, picks him up in her arms, and just kisses him. And she looks up at you all. I'm so sorry I couldn't meet you before. Thank you so much, Kindle. Are you okay? Are you okay? And she kind of like takes a moment and she literally pats him down, looks him over, makes sure he's fine. And he, at this point, seems a little bit surprised by this and starts laughing just at the absurdity of it.
Yeah,
but
this
you
is definitely
can
the wife.
confirm that this is Kindle's mother.
Yeah. You're welcome. Now,
Thank you so much.
Where's the Lord?
He should be here. And she stands up and she sends one of away, and you wait for probably a good 10 minutes before he comes back and says that the Lord is nowhere on the grounds.
I wonder why.
What do you mean?
Well,
He should be here. Did he go with you?
No.
No, he didn't. Not at all. Look, we have a situation on our hands that we must inform you of.
Tell me.
this whole kidnapping thing, unfortunately, has been a setup by Lord Braxton himself.
What? And she
Yes.
kind of hugs Kindle closer.
Yes. Unfortunately so. It has been confirmed by these very men. She's gesturing towards the mercenaries. And they've been hired.
Only Lorelei is with you.
Or Lorelei. She gestured towards him. And Laura says, hired by Lord Braxton himself.
And Lorelei nods and clears her throat. Sorry, milady. He was hoping that the Crimson Crescent would find Lord Missel to be guilty of setting up. It was all a setup. I was hired to help get everyone in and out without suspicion. And I'm terribly sorry, milady. And at this point, Lady Braxton looks horrified. And she hugs Kindle again, and she kind of dismisses the other the staff who came with you, but not before walking to each of them one by one to make sure that each of them are okay. And she hugs each of them in turn, and then turns to all of you, clears her throat, and says, "Thank you for telling me this. I will be speaking with Lord Missel and with Lord Braxton soon. We will handle this, though we might ask for the Crimson Crescent's testimony again in the future. But for now, thank you for returning Kindle and everyone to us safely."
You're welcome there, ma'am.
By the way, you might lose that small house.
What small house? Oh, the... I promise it will be handled. And she kind of turns to the tiefling, to Lorelei, and says, "Would you mind stepping inside and telling me everything?" And Lorelei kind of looks uneasy, but I'm going to carry over that nat 20 before, since that wasn't a great reward. And she is going to look at you guys and nod, and I will tell you everything. And she will go into the house to wait, and Lady Braxton herself will turn to you all, and we will be paying the Crimson Crescent as we agreed originally. Thank you for coming, and I'm so sorry to pull your organization into the political whims of the Lordship.
That's quite right. As long as it got resolved in the end, right?
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, pretty much everyone was safe.
Yep.
For that one time, but
We will handle it, I promise.
At least we found out the mystery.
And she looks like, you look at this lady, she is a barely contained ball of rage. And she has not let go of Kindle since she made it back to him.
Mm-hmm.
Total complete fury in this lady.
Oh, yeah. Well, if there's nothing else, we should take our leave.
Thank you. The Crescent will be paid very soon. And I'm sure that they pay you. She's not actually sure how that works, but she is sure that they will pay you, and they will. With that, you guys step back into the courtyard. You all take out your gate stones, and it is not like the teleportation circle. It is more that you are there and then you are not. There is no nice build up. It's just that you are in the stone courtyard, and all of a sudden you are in one of the larger upstairs floors of the Crimson Crescent Guild Hall. The world of mahogany and cedar touches your noses, and you are greeted by, there's a couple of people who also look like they just returned. They kind of wave at you, and they start heading back downstairs to Borman to collect their pay.
Alright then.
I guess I go to Borman.
All right. Borman looks like he is talking to another group. He sees you guys. He kind of waves you to the side. He finishes up in the same little brusque manner and then immediately switches from group to group without any ceremony. And then he gets to you guys. Hey, you, come over here.
Good to see you too.
Politics, huh? How dare they? How dare they? I feel so used. How dare they? Here. And he puts down 500 gold in front of each of you, and then he puts down another 300 gold. That is in case they ask any of you to speak for them. Please go do it. For the Crimson Crescent, you will keep us out of their wretched political paws. How dare they? And bring a child into it? How dare they? Get out of here. Go have a nice dinner or something. And he
Wait.
immediately moves on to another group.
So is it 500 each or 500 total?
It is 500 each plus another. Did I say 300? I meant.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 500 flat for each of you because you completed the mission, and then another.
How did I guess that right?
30. It's 500, and then an extra 30 to get you guys to go talk. However, you all know that the guild hall will provide food, drink, and boarding as long as you are taking assignments within a reasonable time and they consider you an active member. So you don't have to pay for any of that. So next session or in the interim between sessions, we can talk about the guild hall's magical items because you now all have money to buy things with.
Hey, I don't know about you,
This
but
being-
Mora is definitely gonna get something to eat.
All right. Yeah, and so you know how I said earlier this is big giant area where tables on the far side of the tables is a fully stocked bar with a bartender who works full time as the guild's bartender. In the back there is a canteen area with a huge cafeteria type thing. Not necessarily something you can order your own food, but it is all very good. And then it changes daily. It's a very think of this as a hotel for badasses. Yeah, they have sub sandwiches today.
Yes.
Anyways, that is the end of this session. You have been paid. You have completed the problem of the day. The child was returned to his mother. His father is a scoundrel, and perhaps you shall meet him again in the future. Borman immediately moves on to other groups, and you are currently considered active members of the Crimson Crescent. For those of you who were skill hunted and were not previously members, you will be approached within the next couple of days by an active member to give you an official Crimson Crescent crest to put anywhere upon your garb or anything, and take back the skill hunted one. If you decide to not take it, they're willing to leave you with the temporary crest and will express interest in you continuing being a part of their guild. However, we are nearing 2.5 hours, and I promised a short session, so not quite managing it, but I hope you guys enjoyed yourself.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
That was fun.
Thank you very much. Awesome.
It was very
And-
fun.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right. And maps for mimics still exist, so I might leave that one up there for next time. And so how this is going to work is the session that you guys done is now going to become the completed one, and I will remove the last completed, and I will add 2 new missions that you are not yet aware of for next time. And again, I will update everything tomorrow, so I will probably ping everyone when I update the job board. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it. But anyways, so that will be for next time if you guys choose to come next time. If not, we will probably have the do and might have another member, and hopefully we'll have a time zone that is more reasonable for all of the Eastern Standard Time people, because I think I kind of screwed them tonight. But we'll try not to do that again in the future.
That'll be fine.
That works. This was a good time.
I think
All
this
right.
time was okay.
Hey, can we
All right.
role play like just a little bit of us being like in the guild hall and we're just like, I don't know, doing our own thing?
Yeah, go for it.
Definitely.
I am not going to be able to stay on for very much longer, as I had people just come home who I very much want to talk to. But yes, definitely. And if you would like, I can add more channels for roleplay in chat during the week. And if you ping me beforehand, I can throw NPCs at you who you didn't get to meet this time, but who are also a part of the guild. Or if you would like to roleplay one-on-one with someone asking your character to join the guild officially, we can do that. But again, you got to ping me. Okay?
Got it.
Okay. Another quick question. How
Yes.
will leveling up work in this?
We are going to do milestones. So I will let
Okay.
you know when your character has played enough sessions to level up. But again, because this is something that not everyone will be playing at the same time, which is why we're doing mission based. Some people will be leveling up faster than others because, they play more often. So technically,
Yeah.
Morrow is ahead of you guys because Morrow has already played one session in the Crimson Crescent. Granted, Morrow was a level 7 then because we were doing hardcore stuff, and we thought that was a one-shot, and now it's not a one-shot. So, Morrow, for you, that session can be canon for you if you would like it to be. But at any rate, I am considering it canon for your leveling up purposes. And that is true for if anyone wants to run multiple characters, they will all start at level 3, but the character that you play the most often is the one who's going to get the levels or the level points,
Yeah, that makes sense.
And there are harder sessions, like if you guys had asked for the fighty only one where it's the body parts for mage. There were 2 options for that, where you could go after a dragon or you could go after harpies. Clearly, going after a dragon is harder than going after harpies, so you'd be getting closer to leveling up for playing that session than for playing a harpy session.
Gotcha.
But I'm gonna try to keep it as fair as possible.
All right.
Sounds good.
Mara definitely gotta work on her stealth skills, though. That was hilarious.
Well, don't just walk into rooms, man.
No, I wasn't thinking of it at the time. I'm like, maybe this room's gonna be empty. Who knows? Whoop! Oh, there's 2 guys. Ah, shit.
Yeah, they heard you guys when you came in, so.
I really liked the fact that you didn't realize that there was the other person still there, and you his friend before. Like that
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention, man.
Maybe it was amusing.
Yes, but it worked thematically since he just kept missing.
No, the funniest bit is when I said I'm gonna investigate the cousin guy, and I didn't realize he was right in front of me.
Yeah, sorry. I think I should have been a little bit clearer in my communication skills then.
Oh god. That was really funny though.
Very. Okay, if you'd like to do one last RP thing, go for it amongst yourselves, and I will throw an NPC at you perhaps, but I gotta jump off here soon.
Alright, who wants to roleplay?
Alright. Oh, what?
I actually need to go, so I'm gonna be jumping off. But
Have
nice
a
playing
good
with
night.
you guys.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you for
good night.
coming.
Alright,
Bye.
good night.
Bye.
Good night.
I mean, we could also do text roleplay, just, you
You can also do text.
Yeah,
The
I'm
overwhelming
curious.
silence is suggesting that no one knows how to start, so I'm going to recommend you guys do a text roleplay and I'll read it later.
Okay.
Have a good night, you guys. Thank you so much for coming. I really hope you enjoyed yourselves.
Oh,
It's fun,
definitely.
Thank you.
Awesome.
It's
All
very
right.
good.
See you guys next time.
Sounds good.
Alright, see ya. And that was my very first D&D session. on, doing it that way. So, I'm gonna be calling this the Crimson Crescent table or something. I don't know. I'll think of a name later. So, yeah, this was Pastel Buns and doing a D&D session. Hope you enjoyed. It was pretty funny. I'll probably add an animation to this later or something. Probably. So, yeah. See you guys later.